Hi, my name is Jonathan Cash, and today I'm recording my experience providing leadership for the Group Dynamics class. First, I'll describe the leadership opportunity experience I had. Next, I'll describe the group's dynamics and the process I used. And last, I'll reflect on the positives and negatives of my experience. The leadership opportunity was to co-lead a group of 5 adults in grief counseling. I've changed their names to protect their anonymity. 2 young adult siblings were named Deb and Dan, and they are white. 2 middle-aged women named Tanisha and Erica, they're black. And Ramon is an older Hispanic man. The meeting was at 6 p.m. September 21st at Community Services in Pulaski, Virginia. This was in the community room, and it took 1 hour to complete. I wasn't planning on leading this type of group. Initially, I proposed to lead a band rehearsal, but the request was denied. The new opportunity, however, came from a coworker named Connie. She knows I'm in pursuit of a master's degree, and she asked me to help her lead an activity she had scheduled for her grief group. Prior to the meeting, Connie let me know the names of the group members for disclosure purposes, and I let her know that I had no prior involvement with anyone. So next, I'll talk about the meeting content, the group's dynamics, and the processes that I used. The meeting began at 6 p.m. Before the meeting, Ramon was showing pictures from his phone to Tanisha and Erica. Dan and Deb, they were off to the side chatting with each other. Connie introduced me, and she said I'd be leading them in an exercise later. She did her icebreaker activity, which took about 15 minutes. She gave the word gratitude, and she asked each of them to respond to the word using an experience from the previous week. After Connie wrapped that activity up, it was my turn to lead. Now, what I wanted to do was influence the group to open up and share something about the person that they had lost. I plan on this taking about 30 minutes. And I did not know the group, so borrowing from situational leadership theory, I chose an activity that would use a task-focused and directing style of leadership. To start, I modeled behaviors I wanted the group to perform. I showed everyone a picture of my granddad who died in 1991. I said, here's a picture of the man that taught me to drive a stick shift. I was his favorite grandkid since I wrecked the car while he was teaching me how to drive it. And then I talked about how he was very special to me. I asked Ramon to share a picture. English is his second language. He did a great job telling the story about the picture of he and his wife who he had lost, and where they were, and it was their 30th anniversary, and where they went to eat. Tanisha, she showed us a picture of her teenage son that she was grieving. Tanisha was the most outgoing of everybody. She engaged so well with the group. She would give small, assertive responses. She would nod a lot. Good dialogue with her and good interpersonal connections. Erica, she had a picture of her husband, and she laughed a lot telling a story about a birthday party he planned for her. And she was kind of rambling with her story, and I began to worry about the time frame. But I was patient with her, and I said something about the value of these special moments, and then that allowed me to shift the focus of the meeting to Deb. Poor Deb, she just sobbed when she showed me her picture, and Dan held her hand. Dan showed a picture, and he said, "Yeah, here are my parents." There was something going on there with Deb. His attention was with her. He didn't say much of anything else. So all in all, 3 people responded well to the exercise. Still, the siblings had not opened up. Deb had cried. Both were reserved, and so it was kind of how my exercise went. So reflecting on this, reflecting on my interactions with the group, and I was considering how effective I had been to help facilitate the group's progress. Okay, so I prepared beforehand to use a method that I saw in Psychology Today. The article was that a simple group participation activity for grief counseling. And so I used a soft power tactic of collaboration to successfully get most in the group expressing themselves. And that encouraged interpersonal interactions generally within the group. And the level of discussion with the group indicated that we were in the orientation and discussion phase. If you looked at it from the point of view of an ODDI process model. Another moment that I felt worked well was how I was able to patiently anticipate the end of Erica's tendency to ramble in order to move the session along. Now, a negative result from the activity was a lack of participation by the siblings, and also Deb's heightened, she cried. She had that heightened emotional state. I remember freezing up and having really no idea what to do when she began crying. I reached out to Connie afterwards and asked her for feedback. And she said that Deb had told her that she was emotionally unready because of the news that she had gotten earlier in the day. Still, I felt like if I had more experience, I would have recognized her guarded behavior and chosen a less direct approach with her. But I regret to say I didn't prepare a backup plan. How to do this differently in the future and allow people like Deb space and patience to regulate their feelings. So, to conclude, I led a group session that had mixed results. While most group members willingly participated, two of the group did not. So this experience revealed my strengths in some areas of team leadership, like modeling behavior, but a skill gap exists with the other leadership qualities, such as developing different ideas to get the groups talking. So when something happens and the group needs a change of direction, I can smoothly pivot to another activity. Now, this might have drawn Deb and Dan into participating more. So in the future, I get time at work to lead during staff training days. So I look forward to applying what I'm learning about group leadership, in those opportunities. I'll end with this concluding thought. Two qualities essential for understanding others are flexibility and curiosity. Leaders encounter diverse groups all the time, and they may be living by different values than our own. So leaders who are curious with these differences, they will get more feedback and more cooperation. Thank you so much. Take care.